Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with our sliding takes. And let's get right to the news.
All right, we got a little more Star Wars news. This time it's coming from Katie Sackhoff.
Bo-Katan herself.
Bo-Katan Kryze. Katie has been, hitting the circuits because I know there's been some conventions going on. And she has recently addressed whether or not it's possible that her character Bo-Katan could meet up with Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano in future live action, either in the series or possibly the Filoni-verse movie.
Well, Bo-Katan was kind of keeping tabs on Ahsoka. She knew where she was in The Mandalorian season 2.
She did?
She's the one who sent Din that way.
They have a history.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, Clone Wars season 7
yes,
in particular. Yeah.
Ahsoka helped Bo-Katan to liberate Mandalore.
Yeah.
From Maul.
Yeah.
I almost called him Darth Maul. He's not Darth anymore.
No, he's just
No,
Maul.
he's just Maul.
Just Maul now.
Yes. But Katie said, yeah, I can't imagine that they wouldn't at some point. But, again, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. They don't tell me anything until I show up at work with a script in hand. It's those badass NDAs, isn't it?
Yeah, she's the one who made that comment.
Yep. I think that they do need to be brought together. I think the fact that The Mandalorian hinted, of course, that she knew Ahsoka, obviously didn't just hint, it flat out told you that they knew each other. Why wouldn't we get these two together?
I think it's only a matter of time. We know Dave will put his favorite characters together.
Well, I honestly think we're gearing up towards the movie is going to be some sort of big epic battle between, I think, the Mandalorians and Thrawn and his witch army.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka will be back at that point, and Ahsoka and Bo-Katan will meet up, maybe team up, and we'll have our girl power action scene or something.
Boy, yeah.
I'm kidding around.
Avengers style?
Yeah. But I think that they're definitely going to cross paths. I think they're definitely going to fight together. And it's a reunion that we should have. Dave can't keep doing everything off screen.
No, he likes to do things off screen. Big reunions, off screen.
Important conversations, off screen.
Off screen, yeah. We're never going to see it, actually. I changed my opinion. Yeah, Dave won't be able to do it.
No, he likes to do his action sequences, but he doesn't like to actually do his in-depth conversations.
No, he really doesn't.
Mm-mm.
There's not a lot of in-depth conversations.
He even said that he likes to cut out these speeches in favor of action. Bo-Katan said she had some sort of huge speech.
Sure.
In the Mandalorian episode, one of them, I don't remember which one now.
It was the 6th one, right, where she takes up the Darksaber?
Yeah, she had a huge speech and it got cut down to a few sentences.
So, does Dave actually cut it, or does he just not write it and pretends like he cuts it?
Well, she did takes with it and then he cut it.
Yeah, but who knows?
Who can say for sure, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, they also asked Katie what Bo-Katan would think of the Mandalorian Jedi Sabine had become by the end of the Ahsoka first season. Katie Sackhoff, ever the diplomat. I think that Bo has always worked side by side with the Jedi and the Mandalorian people. And I think that she sees the benefit of the two groups working together. And I think that she would probably think nothing of it other than, wow, that's pretty wonderful. Good for you.
I don't know that they've always worked side by side. Go back to Clone Wars.
Not always.
Death Watch and the Jedi weren't exactly buddies.
Fought against Obi-Wan and Anakin and several times.
Yeah,
there was a war at one point way back in their history about
we can go back in time. I'm simply saying her personally, she had some...
But she did also work with Ahsoka, like we said, in Season 7.
She did in Season 7,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was the turning of Bo-Katan there.
I think she's just trying to be very tactful about it, because we've already discovered that she is very, very eloquent with her words. She knows how to talk around something without hitting those points of contention.
Like a politician.
Bo for president.
There you go.
President of Mandalore. I am curious what her character would think of Sabine becoming a Jedi, because she knows Sabine and knew that Sabine was not a Jedi, and now she is a Jedi. And I think her Mandalorian brain would be perplexed by this, going, wait, can all my Mandalorians now become Jedi? Because
going to go there,
Mandalorians are very dedicated people.
Yeah, they learn how to fight Jedi.
I think you'd be terrified of the entire Mandalorian culture going, well, what do we do for a living? What do we do all the time? We work hard, we practice, we try, we train. Let's all be Jedi.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a...
Mandalai, assemble!
But I mean, yeah, that goes back to our conversation yesterday. Mm-hmm. I think a lot more people would try to use it if it were something that anybody could tap into and actually get proficient at.
Yeah, I think you'd be terrified because
all
of Mandalorians.
Like, why wouldn't they do it? Their enemies use it, so why wouldn't they try to use the tool? I mean, I know they have their own means by which to fight the Jedi, don't get me wrong.
But you don't think that they would take the advantage? Absolutely they would.
Anybody would, yes.
No, they only developed these tools because they couldn't access the Force. I'm just continuing our conversation from yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to something else that I found on the internet, because that's what I do.
That could be a lot of different things.
Could be scary. You know what I mean?
It could be very scary, but
all right. Let's move on. The 51st annual Saturn Award nominations have come up. The Saturn Awards are like for science fiction, fantasy, horror films, as well as TV/streaming. So they're kind of a big award for our people in the geekdom.
Okay, yeah.
I don't call it the fandom. We're part of the geekdom.
The whole geekdom, not just geekdom. The fandom means like the individual things. The geekdom means all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But Mandalorian, Bad Batch, and Andor are all up for nominations, which is absolutely fantastic. They've got multiple nominations. In fact, Andor and The Mandalorian are up for Best Science Fiction TV Series. It doesn't just say Season 3 for Mandalorian. It just says The Mandalorian, so maybe it's just covering all of it.
Yeah, because if it's... I mean, it's probably meant to be Season 3. Season 3 of The Mandalorian versus Andor.
Mm-hmm. Well, the total number of Star Wars nominations for the Saturn Awards are 9.
Okay.
5 of those went to Andor.
Only 5?
Only 5, yeah. But in the science fiction TV series category, it's Andor, Foundation, Mandalorian, Peripheral, Silo, Star Trek Picard, and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It's going to be stiff competition.
We've seen most of that, actually.
We actually have. Yeah. We've seen Foundation and Silo.
Yeah. Both very good.
They were good.
Yeah. Apple TV.
But were they as good as Andor? Andor is the front runner for me right now.
Don't get it twisted, as they say.
See, it's like
Andor is the winner.
It's funny because Andor is on. Mind you, there's a couple on this list I haven't seen the Peripheral, but Andor, Foundation, and Silo I all feel represent like a different genre within science fiction, than Mandalorian, Picard, and Strange New Worlds.
Hey, Picard was good.
No, I'm putting them on different categories. Like, Mandalorian obviously felt more, I guess you could say, true to the original source, more family-friendly, had its comedy moments and stuff. I feel like Picard and Strange New Worlds are closer to that than the category of Foundation, Silo, and Andor.
I get what you're saying. A little more
different genres within,
tone, I guess. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but Bad Batch is up in the Best Animated Television Series or Special against Chainsaw Man. I didn't know animes get to be on this list.
Well, that's cheating.
Yeah. Gremlins, Secret of Mogwai.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's, because Fennec Shand voiced somebody. I wasn't paying enough attention to that show. Harley Quinn from HBO. Pinocchio from Netflix. My Adventures with Superman. Sorry. I laugh at that one because that's the one that has the Superman pretty sailor transformation scene.
Oh, that one. That's all I've seen from it.
I've seen 3 episodes of it. I was not impressed.
Okay.
Star Trek Lower Decks, and of course, The Bad Batch.
Go Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm. But the other categories that Star Wars is in is Best New Genre Television Series is Andor, competing against The Ark, Last of Us, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Sorry, I could barely say it. Silo, Walking Dead, Dead City, and Wednesday.
Well, I'll tell you which one shouldn't win.
Rings of Power?
Yes.
Best Actor in a Television Series, Andor's up again with Diego Luna. It's funny because Pedro Pascal's on the list, but from The Last of Us? Yeah. Patrick Stewart's on there for Picard.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Why didn't Pedro get in there for
because that wouldn't be fair.
Because he wasn't actually in there?
Yeah. And Best Supporting Actress, Genevieve O'Reilly from Andor's on that list. Katie Sackhoff for The Mandalorian. Exciting stuff.
I give it to...
You're going to give it to Genevieve?
Absolutely.
She was
brilliant.
The range.
I mean,
I'm
nothing
actually
against
a little
Katie Sackhoff,
sad that in the Best Actor, we don't have Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah. Also deserved. I mean, there were no bad performances in that show.
In rounding out the last of their nominees, we have Best Guest Star in a Television Series, Andy Serkis. Kino!
One Way Out.
And we also have Giancarlo Esposito.
Really?
I like that he's a guest star in The Mandalorian.
Like, is he a guest star?
He's a guest star.
I mean, he didn't come into the last couple episodes in season 3.
That makes him a guest star.
I kind of felt like a different character, so yeah. That wasn't season 1. He was
Yeah.
playing the clone of Moff Gideon, so that makes sense. It was a guest star character.
What's interesting is on the film side of their nominations, and I'll just throw this in for funds. Avatar: The Way of Water is leading the way with 12 nominations.
Probably not surprising, yeah.
Oppenheimer has 11 nominations.
Also not surprising.
Lucasfilm's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny has 9 nominations,
Surprising.
including Best Fantasy Film and Best Actor in a Film and Best Music in a Film. Good.
Okay.
Go John Williams.
Yeah, but sure. John's great. Harrison's great. The film wasn't.
You're not great. All right. The 51st Annual Saturn Awards are going to take place February 4th.
Oh, we got a ways to wait yet to figure out who wins these things.
Yeah, I know that Thursday was the Game Awards?
Yeah, just yesterday, right?
Yeah. So award seasons, yay.
Yeah, it is that kind of time.
I always wonder if something won an award, are you more likely to watch it?
Are you asking me personally or just like a
You
general?
personally, I guess.
Kind of. Maybe more so back when especially like the Oscars and stuff, I really don't pay any attention to that anymore.
The Oscars changed.
Yeah.
I used to watch all the movies I used to try to watch all the movies that were on the Oscar list, but they took all the fun movies off the list.
Yeah.
Back in the day when Lord of the Rings was on there.
Well, that's like the only time I'm really like, yeah, I agree with that. That was the best movie of the year. And they only gave it to Return of the King. And they didn't give it to the other two. I mean, all 3 of them deserved it.
Yes, they did.
But they weren't going to do that. But regardless, I don't think I give any credence to the Oscars really anymore. But if I hear like Game of the Year or sci-fi show of the year and I haven't seen it, that like the Saturn Award here, that might pique my interest. Yeah.
I am so interested to which one of those shows is going to take Best Science Fiction Television Series.
Which one do you give it to?
It's hard. Let me just start that out. It is hard. I'm rooting. I think my top 2 are Andor and Silo.
Silo was
I
really
thought
good.
Silo was excellent.
Yeah.
The world building, the characters, very, very well done. Of course, Andor did all that as well.
Yeah, Andor was probably
Andor
my top.
was
Even
layers.
if it wasn't Star Wars, I'd probably still give it to Andor. It's probably just the best show. It's one of the best shows I've seen in a long time, just in general. So I'd give it to Andor, but Silo certainly.
Silo is a close second, honestly. It was
Yeah.
really good. I can't wait to see where that story goes because I'm trying to refrain from reading them
Yeah.
because I could read them before they come out and I'll know the whole story.
Unless they change it. But, I mean, Picard was also really good, too. I enjoyed Picard.
Picard was good, but it wasn't Andor or Silo.
No, it was a
Foundation
different
is
kind of
good,
good.
too, but-
It was Foundation. I mean, like I said, they're all pretty good.
It was a good list.
Picard was just, if you were a fan of The Next Generation, that was a beautiful ending for them. All right, well, I think that's going to be our beautiful ending. That's all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn to take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news, and let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.